Hello and welcome to the Chatterbox Letters podcast. What web I sat and weave at the Chatterbox Letters podcast. How many webs I began to sat and weave far and beyond the horizon. Acquired minds would like to know the real beef of the matter. Let me start strolling down this live passage. What web has been weaved around the Chatterbox Letters podcast? Common grounds are weaved with my satin web strand by strand. I continuously find myself deep in that situation of my satin web weaving around and round me constantly. Nothing else can be more powerful than what I know is true. Having my podcast in the equation makes it all known as being real and discreet. Acknowledging my podcast status are relevant to the touch of my microphone through and through. What web I powerfully satin weave all the concepts that are so magnificent and so spectacular due to my podcast thrill of the moment. Even though the thrill is not gone long enough for my podcast to be imagined or ignored, because it's never ignored by the public as well as my audience. Here goes the realities at hand. The Chatterbox Letters podcast has been included in the reality, and it's running smoothly as I speak. Nothing but sweet sounds spoken through my microphone, more ways than one or two or three times the one than it is challenged. What web I weave, suddenly satin weave, my satin strands around another concept that my podcast is turning a way that is prominent to all that understands my podcast tactics when it comes to my live broadcast on my podcast. Everyone, like, share, subscribe to my podcast. Hit that notification button to know once I go live. Ring that bell for updates on my podcast. If you have a chatter letter that you would like for me to broadcast on my podcast, please send it to the Chatterbox Letters Podcast, Post Office Box 5556, Lakeland, Florida 33807. You can write your letter however you want to write it, as long as you keep it clean, your letter's clear, and discreet. Please do not hesitate to send your chatter letter. Procrastinate and send your chatter letter today.